Welcome to my channel Saqib Tech. I hope all of you are doing great. So we are learning Python 0 to hero. We have learned basic print statement and we learned about data structure. Specifically, we learned about strings and lists. So today's lecture is about loops. Okay, this is very important concept that today we are going to learn. I will try to first explain it using visuals and then we will be practicing, and at last I will be giving you task for you to perform. Okay, let's start. So first the main important question is you how why to use loops. Okay, this is the main important question everybody has in his or her mind, is that why we use loops. Then we have to check what are the loops, what are different types of loop in Python, and we will be giving some example and I will be try to summarize in easy way. Why we use loops? This is the first important concept that you must understand. For example, if you are a software developer and you want to calculate payroll of hundred or thousands of employees, let's say there are three employees. Okay, let's start with a smaller example. We have three employees and you need to calculate salary, bonus and total of that employees. So what you will do if you are doing manually, let's look at the manual part. What you will do, you will start your program, you will create some logic to calculate salary of employee 1, and then you will be calculating the bonus and total. Okay, and then you will go to the second employee and you will again do the same things, you will repeat the same thing, same logic will be for the employee 2, and of course then salary and total will be the same. Third, if you will go to the third employee, and so you will do the same logic. I hope you are trying to understand. Look, if we are doing it manually, we have to repeat certain things again and again. For example, logic to calculate salary. So if you are doing manually, it will be costing you number of lines, plus it will be costing you your precious time. So if we are shifting toward loops, let's look at here. You are starting and you are creating loop on the logic, and what it will do, how many implies, if there are three implies, we will set our loop to 3 and we will be repeating this logic 3 times. Okay, and we don't need to write this code 3 times, instead we will write it 1 time and we will iterate over it using loop. Any of the loop, I will study how many loops there in Python, and it will save us time and it will save us a lot of energy. So what are basically loops? Let's understand is the loops allow the execution of statement or a group of time statements multiple times. Like we'll want to calculate the salary of thousand of employees. So instead of writing that, for example, if we are 100 employees, you will write that statement 100 times. But if you are using loop, you will write that statement only 1 time and you will be creating loop to repeat that statement 100 times. Okay, in order to enter the loop, there are certain conditions defined in the beginning. Yeah, for loop you need some condition. What is the condition? Condition is the situation that where loop should start and where it should end. For example, we are using it to solve the program to calculate salary of 100 employees. Then what will be the condition to stop the loop? Yeah, of course we will stop the loop when it has completed iteration 100 times. Okay, so we will stopping our loop at 100. That particular thing is called conditional code. Once the condition becomes false, the loop stops and the control moves out of the program. We will be starting our program, we will be checking condition, and if condition is true, we will be repeating the some code inside the loop and we will again go to the condition. It will again check condition. If condition is true, it will again running the code and again come back to the condition, and at last when 100 implies are completed, it will check. If condition is false, it will exit from the loop. Okay, and there are two type of basically loop: infinite loop and finite loop. Finite loop means that there it must be stop at some point. Okay, the loop will stop at some point. Infinite means that your program will be in some loophole and it will not stop. Okay, it will be running continuously. So there are three type of loops in Python. Number one is while loop, number two is for loop, and number three is nested loop. We will be looking at one by one. Let's start. First of one is while loop. While loop are known as indefinite or conditional loops. Okay, to stop that loop there must be a condition. Okay, there must be a condition that when it should stop. They will keep iterating until certain conditions are met. There is no guarantee ahead of time regarding how many times the loop will iterate. Means that we don't know in advance that this loop will be continuing how many times. Okay, but it will stop when certain condition is met. Let's look at the example, you will understand more clearly. For example, we want to create a guessing game. What do you mean by guessing game? For example, at start we will be creating a number with some value. For example, a program will guess a value, for example 13. Okay, then we will creating loop. What will loop do? Loop will keep on asking from user integer number. For example, there is a 13 is a correct answer. Okay, and user inputted first time 10. Look, 10 is not correct number, we should find 13. Then number is too small, it will print. Then it will again input from number, user is inputted 15, it will say number is too large. Now user will get some idea that number is between 10 and 15. If user entered 13, it will say congratulations, you won that game. Did you understand something? This loop, we don't know when user will enter correct answer. Maybe user will write correct answer first time, then loop will run only one time. But maybe user will enter the correct answer after 100 times. Okay, then loop will be running 100 times. So this is the place where we will use while loop, because we don't know in advance that how many times the loop will run. Alternate to the while loop, this is a for loop. As we know that while loop don't know how many times the program will run, but in the case of for loop we should be running we know that how many times that loop will run. For loop is a loop which repeat a group of statement a specified number of time. We know how many times it will be running. For example, we want to print number from 1 to 10. We want to count number from 1 to 10. We know that loop will be starting from 1 and ending to a 10. Okay, we know it always run 10 time. Okay, it always check that if we have completed in that range or not. The syntax is very easy. For variable in range, range is that how many time you want me to run, and variable is a specific number. For example, I want to run it 10 times. The first time variable will start from 1, and after every iteration, after every step, variable becoming one increment. For example, first time it will be 1, then it will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5. At the end, when variable will become 10, the condition become false and variable and for loop exit. For example, let's look at the example. If we want to find the factorial of a number, for example, if we want to find the calculator factorial of 3, you know the factorial of 3 is 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1. Similarly for 4, 5, we know that n multiplied by n minus 1 multiplied by n minus 2 up to so on 1. So we know that our loop will start from number that for what we want to calculate the factorial, and it will always end when it will come toward 1. So we will use for loop that start from 5 that start from n and it will end at the 1. The third type of loop is nested loop. Nested loop means that we can use loop inside another loop. For example, we can use two for loop. One of them is a first for loop and other them is in the body of first loop, that is like a nested for loop. Similarly, we can use while inside while, and similarly we can use loop for and inside while or while inside for, no issue. Okay. A simple example of the nested loop, let's look. If we want to check that if a number is a Pythagorean number or not, we must, for example, in first loop we'll be checking the maximum number. Okay, and in the second loop we will be getting number from user. For example, 3 number we will get, and every time we will be telling that the number is Pythagorean or not. Okay, let's start practicing and you will learn it better way. So we will be checking loops toward now, and first we will be checking while loop, and we will be doing guessing game. Okay, that I told you that we will get number from user and check if number is correct or not. Okay, for example, I am getting the number is equal to 10. Okay, now what we will do, we will apply while loop to check if the number is correct or not. First what we will do, we'll get input from user. Getting input is very easy. For example, let me give the name to the guess, and now what I will go, I will give the number is equal to input. Input is a function to get input from user, and inside that we will give a message, please enter a number. Okay, now what will we check, we will checking while, we will check while number is not equal to guess. Okay, while number is not equal to guess means that while our number a user have not guessed correctly, we write colon and we press enter. You can see that the body of loop start from a tab. Okay, this is called indentation. We will tell you in the future lecture. So inside that we will check that if number is greater than guess or it is less than guess. If it is greater than less, we will say there is a big number. If it is less, then we will give it. For example, if number is greater than guess, we will be printing. What will print? We will print print. We will say sorry, the number is too larger. Okay, and else we will say print sorry, number is smaller. Okay, so and we will again take input, inside the loop. Okay, first time we will input outside the loop, and again we will input inside the loop. Let's run it and check it, and yeah, of course outside the loop we will print congratulations. Okay, because loop will end whenever we got the correct answer. We'll say congratulations. Okay, okay, to get input correctly you need to put integer function. Okay, and inside integer function you have to ask the user for input. Let's correct it and then we will run it. Copy it, and here again we will ask for a number here. Okay, now let's run it. I'm input 13, it's saying the number is too larger. I'm inputting 10. For example 1, it's saying it's smaller. I'm putting 5, it's saying smaller. But if I writing 10, it's saying congratulations, and you can see program is ended successfully. Okay, one example we have did. Now your task is to do this yourself. Okay, you have to practice it. And for loop, let me show you some example. For example, for loop will print, for loop I will print 10 number. I will say for I in range. Range will tell how many number. For example, I want to print 10 number. Okay, for I in range of 10, I will write colon, I will print that number. Okay, I will print I. You can see that it will start from 0 and go to 10. Okay, it will not print 10 because last number is not printed. Let's check it. Okay, you can see 0 to 9. I hope you got some idea of loops. And next video we will be checking about how to iterate about our list in Python, and we'll be practicing some real life example of list, and we will giving you some question to solve. Okay, now can you solve one program for your for example home task? Let me write for you home task, you will perform it. Okay, program to find sum of 10 first 10 natural numbers. You will find sum of first 10 natural number using any loop. Okay, while or for loop, whatever you want, while or for loop. Okay, okay, thank you so much. I hope you got some idea of loop.